إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعين به ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق أجمعين سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيب رب العالمين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين اللهم اجعلنا معهم واجمعنا بهم يوم القيامة بعد يوم القيامة في عليين من غير سابقة عذاب ولا حساب آمين يا رب العالمين. Today's khutbah is about a topic that will never end. And actually the necessity of this topic is raising and getting more important every single day, which is our families and children, especially in the West. And by the way, nowadays, West, East, North, South, it doesn't matter that much anymore. With the availability of the internet and the flights everywhere, we live in a real small village nowadays where everything happens anywhere, affect everywhere else. It's a truth, especially when it comes to social media and the influences that we face against our young generation. So I'll try to be more specific in problems and solutions, because in this masjid and in any masjid you go to, if you ask the people in charge, especially the imam, he will tell you how overwhelmed we are in receiving the complaints every single day, almost every single hour, about raising our children, especially here in Canada. The challenges, what to do. We did everything we can. It's not working. Shall we go back home? If that is a possible solution. Some can't even move. They don't have a place to go to. And back home is not always heaven. So we're trying to highlight few points. But before I highlight few points here, I have to tell you one news. That the solution is available. And it's not difficult. And we are responsible in front of Allah Azza wa Jal for our families. قِفُوهُمْ إِنَّهُمْ مَسْئُولُونَ كُلُّكُمْ رَاعٍ وَكُلُّكُمْ مَسْئُولٌ عَنْ رَعِيَّتِهِ. All of you are responsible for the people that you are responsible for. يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا وقودها الناس والحجارة. O you mu'mins, protect yourselves and your family from the hellfire. So the responsibility of 100% on your shoulder, my shoulder, towards our young ones. 100%. And alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, the solution is there. But we have to have the knowledge and the will. With the will of Allah, with the guidance of Allah, we can do it inshallah. And another fact, this challenge has been there all life long. From the time of Adam alayhi salam till the end of the dunya. This is a challenge. Raising healthy children with good manners, good iman, it is a challenge. That's why if we don't know about it, I mean, how can we decide to become fathers and mothers if we are not able to carry this challenge and face it? So I will summarize the khutbah title with Bina al-Hawiyya, building the identity. This is a major, one of the challenges, but this is a major one, especially for our children here in Canada. Who am I? Am I an Arab? Am I an Afghani? Am I a Pakistani? Am I a Muslim? Am I a Canadian? Am I everything altogether? My culture, is it the Western, the Eastern? My thoughts, my habits, my beliefs, my likes and dislikes, this is a challenge. All of this together builds what we call the identity, which means who you really are. Who am I, inside and out? And this who am I, who you are, will reflect upon your actions, your understanding, your knowledge, your interaction with your society. And it is important to know who we are, because that tells a lot about where we're going from here. From now, you have to decide whether you want to go to Jannah or you don't want to go to Jannah. And your children, do you want them to be in paradise as well or not? So it is the identity building up. So what we see that we are losing the compass. Most of us get so busy with day-to-day lives. Day and night, putting food on the table is a major thing. Paying the bills, another major thing. The rent or the installment of the house, the work, the career, and then social life. The compass is not always being realized or visualized. The target of life. So to know the solution, which I told you, it's not difficult, it's easy if we want to make it easy. First of all, let's know why we are here on this planet. Why are we created from day one? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون. Indeed, I only created jinn and people and ants for one purpose, to worship Allah Azza wa Jal. And the word ya'budun, worship, it doesn't only mean salah, siyam, hajj, umrah, sadaqah. No, these are the basic, ritual, important elements of the worship. But the fruit of this worship, the day-to-day, from the time you wake up until you sleep, you are in the action of worship. Implementing what Allah Azza wa Jal wants you to implement on your daily life, this is the real ibadah. So we're not just created to pray and fast. We are created to live and love Allah, love our deen, and live according to what pleases Allah, and stay away from anything that unpleases Allah or pleases shaitan. This is ibadah. So let's focus on our main real target. We are created to please Allah, to live according to Allah's rules and regulations, not shaitan rules and regulations. And if we do this, your problems are solved. It doesn't mean you're going to live problem-free, but you will be able to deal and manage the problems that you're going to face. Muhammad ﷺ was from one challenge to another. but he always managed these challenges. Always. And his seerah is one of the best things that you need to learn and teach it to your children so we can know how to deal with each challenge that we face. The identity. So number one is we sit with our families, with ourselves first, and then our families and our children, and we put a target. We are here alive on this earth to please Allah, to be the best ibad, servants of the deen of Allah Azza wa Jal. If this is in our minds 24/7, it will give you the second point. If you are the one who breathes in and out, you breathe in and out the fact that I am here on this dunya to perform the ibadah, the real ibadah of Allah, what will happen? The second point. So now we know the target. The second one is we have to learn how Allah wants us to live. And Muhammad ﷺ is our best example, the only best example that we need to learn his life. And I'll give you some examples. If someone tells me, okay, dealing with children, we go to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ life story and see how he dealt with his children. You learn all lessons you need. Everything he did, everything he said, Muhammad ﷺ is there for us to learn from. How many times he used to hug them, kiss them, his children and his grandchildren. How he dealt with their shortcomings. Everything is there for you. It's up to you. It's up to me if I want to learn or just go explore by myself and do a trial and error and then face whatever I face. So after knowing our target, brothers and sisters in life, we have to know exactly what Allah wants from us to do, so to live happy, die happy, resurrect even happier. Without the knowledge, we will not be able to deal with any challenge. And the first word that Allah have revealed on Muhammad ﷺ was Iqra, read. And here it's a symbolic of knowledge, learn. Allah didn't say the first word pray or fast or do jihad or pay charity, although all of these are part of Islam. The first word was read, and that means learn. So this is our second point. After putting the target, the second, learn your deen. And don't think you know enough. Nobody knows enough. Learn every single day what Allah told me to do so I can live happy. Even if I'm poor, I can be happy. Even if I'm sick, I can be happy, successful. Material things are secondary. You generate happiness. So the third point, values in our lives, especially for the children. What is the most valuable assets that your kids have in their belief system as something that part of their identity? Is it Allah Azza wa Jal? Is Allah number one in their life? If yes, congratulations. You did a great job as a father. Is Allah number one in their life? Is Muhammad ﷺ is the number one good human example in their life? Do they know him? Do they love him? Do they love Allah and Muhammad ﷺ? One of the companions came to Rasulullah and said, Ya Allah, I don't have nothing to offer to Islam except the love to Allah and Muhammad. And Muhammad ﷺ told him, you know, good, glad tidings news. Of course, I'm just summarizing the hadith. You're going to be with the one you love, Yawm al-Qiyamah. That is a great thing to achieve. And if we have kids here studying Quran, and when we ask about their values, their qiyam, no, seldom they will say Allah and Muhammad ﷺ. What about Islam? Do they know what Islam means? Do they know that Islam means submission? We used to hear that Islam from salam, salam is peace. Yes, peace is part of Islam. And the word salam, Islam, have a lot of derivatives. But the real meaning the one and first meaning is submission to Allah. If me and you know this, our children should know this. You're a Muslim. Yes, I am. Do you submit yourself to the will of Allah Azza wa Jal? Is Allah your boss? This is how I talk to younger children. Submission may be a big word for them. Is Allah your boss? If you know that Allah told you to take care of your mother and father, it's not an option. It's not up to you as a Muslim. You have to look after your father and mother. You have to look after your studies. المؤمن القوي خير أحب إلى الله من المؤمن الضعيف. The powerful mu'min is better and more close to Allah, more beloved to Allah than the weaker Muslim in every type of power and strength. Your health. Why tattoo is haram? A lot of kids just say, well, because Quran says it's haram. Why it's haram? Teach them the wisdom behind it. Because you don't own your body. Allah owns it. This concept has to be fixed. Your body. You don't say, this is my hand. I can cut my hand. I can put tattoo in my hand. This is my lungs. I can smoke as I want. I can drink as I want. I can hurt. No, you cannot. You are a Muslim. You have to submit to the will of Allah. Allah gave you this as an amana. As an amana. You take care of it. And your body, Yawm al-Qiyamah, your body will talk to Allah Azza wa Jal without your permission and will complain. Oh Allah, you gave him this hand, so it will perform wudu, it will give to the poor, it will shake hand with brothers in Islam, but he used it to beat people, to bully others, to steal money. Oh Allah, please punish him because he misused me. The hand will talk. We all know this. Our children need to know this. The lungs will talk. Everything will talk. And you cannot stop them. Why? Because this is a loan. Allah gave you your body and Allah takes it back from you, and it's up to you to manage it right. So we spoke about putting the target of our life to fix our problems. Second, to have Allah Azza wa Jal, Islam and the rule, learn about Allah, learn knowledge. Put your children in Islamic schools full time. If you can't, part time. If you can't, it's a big problem. You have to. Online, Islamic school every single day. And we spoke about pouring in their hearts, implanting the seeds of values and qiyam. Allah, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, al-Islam, al-akhlaq, manners. A lot of our young generation, they separate between Islam or ibadah or religion and manners. They think manners, we just follow the law. No. We have to tell them. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, إِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ لِأُتَمِّمَ مَكَارِمَ الْأَخْلَاقِ I was only sent to complete, to fulfill the akhlaq, the best of akhlaq, the best of manners. So when a child is told not to lie, not to bully, not to miss salah, not to yell, not to push around, not to be dirty, they have to be clean. We have to link this to the value, to Allah and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to what they are. You tell your daughter, you are wearing hijab. If someone sees you throwing a bottle in the park, they are not going to blame you. They don't know you. They're going to blame your deen, your Islam. You are example of Muslims. And by the way, for our young sisters wearing hijab, mashallah, tabarakallah, I hear a lot of feminism going on among the sisters as well. Sisters are talking a lot, especially now it's very hot, that why we are wearing hijab, men don't wear hijab, especially young generation. And they are looking for answers. It's our role to give them the answer. And I tell them in some of the classes, wallahi, we envy you. We are jealous of you wearing the hijab and we're not. And if we want to talk about equality, some men can say, why we are not equal? We want to wear hijab. Why? Because wearing hijab means you are taking hasanat 24 hours. without doing anything except with putting a piece of cloth to cover your beauty in front of strangers. Compared to other actions, to jihad, to infaq, to come to the masajid and halaqat al-ilm, to do a lot of, jum'ah wa jama'at, this action is much easier in a way. You, sister, the younger and older, you are blessed with this hijab. When you walk, you're not only following the orders of Allah Azza wa Jal, and you're showered with hasanat, provided your intention is for Allah. This is very important. Not only that, you are a da'iyah without talking. Any of us brothers, when we walk in the street or talk to people, nobody can say, oh, he's Muslim. A lot of people now are brown, darker, whiter, blonde. We have mixed with a beard, without a beard. So we only have, if we want to make da'wah, we really have to go talk to people about Islam. But you, sister, with your hijab, you're doing a silent, effective da'wah. You're raising a question in the community, why she's wearing like that. And if they can ask you, alhamdulillah, if they cannot ask you and they're looking for haqq, they're gonna go ask Mr. Google, why certain people wear this way? And this question led so many people to Islam. Just by looking at someone who's wearing hijab in the middle of the summer, it's so hot and everybody wants to almost wear nothing because it's humid. And this sister chose with good iman to cover herself to please Allah Azza wa Jal and follow the order of Allah Azza wa Jal. So that is already an identity that this sister is putting in front of others. Another thing that we have to build in the identity, at-tamayyuz. We want our children to believe that they are precious and special. And as parents, we have to look for their strength points and fuel it and make them work on it to become even more special. If you have a child who is a good sports player, invest in him. If he is very good in math, invest in him or her. If they are good public speakers, let them go to law school or media. Not everybody should be an engineer or a doctor. We need all trades. So look for the strong point in your children and try to support them so they can be better and better and better. We have other points to cover. For now, let's take the break of Jum'ah. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فيا فوت المستغفرين أستغفر الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد. The best thing that will help our children hold to their identity and be proud of what they are is to have a peaceful home. And if I want to talk about this topic for weeks, it will never finish. Make your house, as a father and mother, make it the most peaceful, loving, caring, fun place for the children. Why do they love school, the public school? Because they have fun, they have peace, they have friends, they can do a lot of activities, they can talk as much as they want, they can play as much as they want. If they talk, people listen to them. And they will not tell them, I'm busy, just sum up. This should be better in our houses. So the second part of the khutbah, I'll just finish it with this point. How can we make our homes the paradise in dunya for us and for our children? Number one, of course, taqwallah. Always have Islam in every corner of the house. When you enter, dhikr, Bismillah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, and you greet. When you leave, you have to say, Bismillah tawakkaltu ala Allah wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. All the dhikr, Quran is going on. Islam has to be felt and seen inside the house with the barakah. So the shayateen will always stay out and the malaika will always be with you, inshallah. Second, your relationship with your wife has to be the best relationship you have with any human being. And your children have to see this, feel this, know this, notice this, touch this, live this. It's not up to you. If you want healthy children, you have to give them healthy parents and healthy relationship. Any discussion between you and your wife, it's serious discussion, any complication, not in front of your children. They're older, they're younger, it doesn't matter. They feel, they know. A lot of the children don't like to stay at home because there's always yelling at home, there's always pull and push, everybody wants to prove his point. What life is that? Like, how can we be successful people if our homes are not paradise? And everybody blame the other. Yeah, I want my home paradise, but she doesn't. And she tells him, oh, my husband is not listening. No. Stop the blame game. Get together and say, we have decided to make a family. Let us be responsible for this family and make it a happy family. Or Allah will hold us both accountable. Both equally accountable. If we have any miscommunication, fix it. Everything is fixable. Everything. Except some big kaba'ir or haram. I'm not, if one of these two, okay. فَإِمْسَاكٌ بِمَعْرُوفٍ أَوْ تَسْرِيحٌ بِإِحْسَانٍ. You stay together the way Allah wants, or leave each other the way Allah wants. But to live in problems day in, day out, yelling, pushing, the kids will just learn nothing from you. Whatever you say, it gets from one ear, goes out from the other ear. Why? You're not giving a good example. So the house has to be full of Iman and Islam. Second, your relationship with your husband or your wife should be the best relationship on earth. Doable, yes, with the help of Allah Azza wa Jal. Third, love, passion, and good time, quality time. Your work is important, your community is important, but family comes first. Don't overwork yourself. Don't work 2-3 jobs just to have a better house. Have a smaller one, but more quality time with your family. More memorable time. More love in the family. Especially nowadays. You don't want them to look for love outside your house. You don't know what kind of love they will find. Please, brothers and sisters, and I'm telling this to myself as well, I'm a parent. Wallahi, the challenges are getting bigger. And the complaints we receive, we cannot even, wallahi, give appointments enough to people just to listen to their problems, even on the phone. It's unbelievable. And I'm talking about Muslim families, our homes, a lot of our homes, not all of them, a lot of our homes are broken apart because of dispute. And the real reason behind those disputes they're not close to Allah enough. A beautiful triangle that Sheikh Ala al-Sayyid always taught us. This is the triangle of marriage. So the husband here, the wife here. So, and Allah Azza wa Jal is looking at us. He is our creator up there. So the closer we get to Allah, the closer we get to each other. The further we go from Allah, the further we go from each other. The more problems we have. Okay, what about if someone is more close, someone is more far? It doesn't matter. Do not ask others to be closer to Allah. You do it first. When you do it first in the right way, you're going to find others will just follow you. Be the good example. And at the end of the day, if not everybody followed, they're going to pay for their consequences, and you will pay for your own deeds. Don't worry. Husband and wives come to our office here, and they complain, and everybody wants the other one to be fixed. No, my dear, fix yourself first. Allah will fix your partner for you. Fix yourself. Look after your own mistakes. You are not an angel. I'm talking this both for brothers and sisters. The last point for today is discuss those challenges clearly, openly on the table in your house. You have to know what your kids are facing. What is your wife facing at work if she works? And you have to share with them what you are facing. So you are one unit, a powerful one brick paradise in this dunya. You have to care for each other. It doesn't make sense when I ask a 10 years old or 12 years old boy or girl, what does your father do for a living, and they don't know. That tells me they don't talk, they don't sit, they don't share. And wallahi, we have a summer school here. Some parents, when they come register their kids, they don't know the grades of their kids. Let me ask my wife, they don't know the ages of their kids. That's again tells me that they don't sit and talk. They're not involved in details. Brothers and sisters, it is important nowadays more than ever. Micromanagement, not macromanagement. Oh, I'm a father, I take care of the food. No, not anymore. You have to take care of the food and the socks and the laundry. You need to know everything. You don't have to do everything, but you have to know everything. The homework, what grade they are, what's the name of their teacher, what are the names of their friends. Micromanagement nowadays are very important because the shaitan will come from one door or a window that could be tiny for you, and then you don't know when it become huge suddenly. And we hear this. My daughter took off her hijab. My son wanted to be an atheist. My wife wanted divorced. Where were you? I mean, what? That doesn't happen suddenly. No, we were good till yesterday. MashaAllah, really? Subhanallah. Till yesterday you were good. Today morning, somebody did a magic on you and then everything flipped out. No, that maybe happens in movies, not in real life. This is a build-up. The topic is rich. The major topic is looking after the identity of our children and making our homes the real paradise by making Allah number one in our life and looking after our hearts and deen. May Allah bless us. May Allah accept from us. Allahumma اغفر لنا وارحمنا. اللهم اجعلنا راحمين ومرحومين يا رب العالمين. اللهم ارحمنا فوق الأرض وتحت الأرض ويوم العرض عليك. اللهم لا تجعل لنا في مقامنا هذا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والآخرة لك فيها رضا ولنا فيها قضاء إلا يسرتها برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم اجعل بيوتنا جنة. اللهم اجعل في قلوبنا الجنة. اللهم اجعلنا من أهل الجنة. اللهم أصلح أولادنا وأصلح بناتنا وأصلح أزواجنا وأصلح زوجاتنا وأصلح علاقتنا ببعضنا. اللهم اصلح مجتمعنا. اللهم اجعلنا صالحين مصلحين. اللهم اجعلنا صالحين مصلحين. اللهم اجمع قلوبنا على الحق. اللهم اجمعنا على الحق ولا تجعلنا من أهل الباطل يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم حرر المسجد الأقصى يا رب العالمين من المغتصبين. اللهم صبرهم على ما هم فيه. اللهم فك أسراهم واشف جرحاهم ومرضاهم. اللهم ارزقنا فيه صلاة قبل الممات. اللهم تقبل حج من حج واجعلنا من حجاج بيتك العتيق يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم اغفر لنا مغفرة تسع كل ذنوبنا منذ أن أذنبنا حتى نلقاك وأنت راض عنا. اللهم لا تقبضنا إلا وأنت راض عنا يا أرحم الراحمين. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. Before we do the salah, we have guest masjid from Georgetown. It is the first masjid